To be able to hear what the same piece played at different metronome marking sounds like, I'm going to use the 12 bar blues. So this is the 12 bar blues at 120 beats per minute. Now we're going to try it at 60 beats per minute to show the difference. 1, 2. So articulation usually refers to the changing of one specific note or a couple of specific notes. For example, if you've got an accent underneath a note, that's usually articulation. So for example, if you got told to play the note with an accent, it would sound or something like that. Whereas a meter usually refers to a larger amount of music. So if you've got a diminuendo, that's an articulation because it's referring to a specific amount of notes. Whereas a meter would be maybe moderato at the beginning of the piece because it's telling you that most of the piece is going to be played in moderato. So this piece, Hopelessly Devoted to You, it tells us that we're playing it moderately slow. So we're not going to play it fast, we're not going to play it too slow, we're playing it nice and neutral but edging towards the slower side. So let's see what this sounds like. Guess mine's not the first heartbroken, my eyes not the first to cry. Use the chord chart on the presentation. I am going to guess that it's an F chord because of the positioning of the dashes, but I'm going to show you how you would change from playing Allegro to Adagio. So. So that just shows how the different terms and the different words used for the tempo and the pace can really change how a simple F chord can sound and be played. So now we're going to look at accents and how they can make a specific note sound. So the note that we're going to use is the note that's used on that small piece of sheet music, which is the high F. So the first one is staccato articulation, which rather than playing the note normally, you play it very quick. The next one is detached, so I'm actually going to use two different notes to show you how that would sound. So whereas you would go, it's detached, so they don't sound nice. It's the complete opposite to a slur, which would almost no movement between. This is really, they're really far away from each other. Then we've got forcefully is the next accent. So then the accent is kind of tricky because it can sometimes sound like all the other ones. So if we're using the other note, you want the F to be the most important note in that sequence. Then the last one is sustained, which is the easiest one to make sure you get right because you just use your sustain pedal on the piano. So rather than... So that's how all of those different techniques and articulations can make one note sound different. Use that small piece of sheet music on the presentation, you'll see that the dynamic markings are telling you to go from piano to forte. So I'm going to use that piece of music to show you. of tab shown on the PowerPoint, this is how the slide technique is shown and played in that piece of tab. So the articulation on this piece of music shows us that we should press down the pedal every 4 beats. So